Ladies and gentlemen, it is not every time that we have the privilege and honor to have the ambassador who represents the Republic of Kenya. For the last 2 days we've been with the ambassador. A lot of people have commented how humble our ambassador is, and we appreciate that. When Wambui Wemikoske come here and they tell him to do the things, kuna ambassador wengine wanakauka kama chuma. But we have a brother here who respects and honors God. His patience to have been with us yesterday morning in the race and joining Tito and the group at the golf place and being here the whole day, we are truly grateful. Please, handle those kids. We don't want noise, please. Take care of these kids, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I want all of us to rise without making noise as we rise, as we down, to welcome our ambassador, His Excellency Gidai, to come and give his maiden speech. After that, tutamalizia mambo ya Drew baadaye, because I don't want people to miss his speech. Now, we'll do it the way we used to do in Kenya in the days. Makofi, hip hip. Hivyo hivi tutaenda mpaka afike hapa. Ni sawa? Alright, makofi kwa mkaribisha balozi. Moja, ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne, funga, fungua, ketini. Asante bwana balozi. Welcome.
Thank you. The only thing I've forgotten is Jew side. That is what we used to say. Atlanta Maju Muko. Atlanta Maju Muko. Thank you so much. I didn't want to say hello because we really came to enjoy the cultural dances, and you can see if somebody came here and looked at those ladies and gentlemen who are performing, you'd actually think you are somewhere in Malindi or in Mombasa. Isn't that great?
Yes.
That, to me, was the real purpose of Atlanta Maju, so that our children can see where we have come from. They can see how our parents used to live, dress, and dance. Gigi Gitahi and your lovely wife and all the committee that prepared this. Makofi kwao. Let's give them a round of applause. This has been wonderful. And all the guests who came from Kenya, Nigeria, and wherever else we came from. Thank you very much. As I said, my vision is that this now is too big to be restricted to Atlanta. We need now to make this national. Would you like that? Yeah? We go national now. And people have come with a lot of ideas. Emily here mentioned when we went to see the hearts over there that if we start early enough, we could invite Bomas of Kenya to come and really show us how they used to construct those traditional houses. Would you like that?
Yes.
We will definitely approach them so that all these things can be done. But I just want to, now that I'm here, let me take this opportunity to make one or two announcements. And what I'm saying, that most of what I'm saying is actually on our website, with the embassy, but for some reasons, people don't get time to go to our website and to have a look at it and see what we are saying. The first thing, let me start with the old passports. The old passports, which is what you have currently, we used to print them at the embassy. But this was all centralized, and therefore we don't print any passport at the embassy. We don't. What you do when you apply and you send us the forms, we take them to Nairobi, where they are processed, and the ones that are ready and they have no issue, they are sent to us, and we send them to you. That's why we insist always on a self-addressed envelope, so that when the passport comes, we just send it to you. So when I hear, oh, the embassy is taking, you know, when you used to do it, it used to take 2 days. But once it goes to Nairobi, we have no control. Those are our bosses. We have no control. Then we now have the new generation of new passports, which we are calling the e-passport. Again, as of now, it's being done in Nairobi. We are not doing it at the embassy. Why? Because because this is an online registration system, we require those machines from Nairobi. We have been promised that during the month of May, they are coming. Yeah? And so when they come, we are going to make a formal announcement and tell you, please now come to any of the embassies or consulates because they are online and they require biometrics. We cannot move them around. Let me now come to, I think, what has really amused me, the Huduma numbers. I saw in one of the social chats, somebody so furious. Says, how can government say that if you don't have a Huduma number, you cannot travel to Kenya? And I wondered, I said, wait a minute. Oh, why don't you interrogate that statement that somebody is passing there in the media? Where? Which customs ask for a Huduma number? Which immigration asks for Huduma number? What is required to travel? A passport only. That's all. And then another one was saying that you can't send money to Kenya unless you have a Huduma number. Huduma number in your apps, whether it's Wave or World Remit or whatever application you're using, where in your app does it ask you which is your Huduma number? Where? And then people are so furious. The only thing you require to send money is your bank balance. If you have no bank balance, then clearly you cannot send money. But except for that, the rest is all system go. But Huduma number, again, we have sent a team to Nairobi for training. They're being trained. And when they come, at least for that one, is mobile. It will be possible to take it to different cities all over. That is possible. So when we are ready, we are going to announce all this. So I thought I should make this clarification. But even more, the reason that I came to tell you that under the new constitution is your right to have dual citizenship. That is your right. Those born before 1997 will require to submit that form for reassumption of Kenyan citizenship. But those born after 1997, all you require is a declaration. Once you do that declaration, you are a dual citizen. And even more, and you're not taking this advantage, you can pass that citizenship to your spouse and to your children. Please do that. If you are married to an American, please pass over that Kenyan citizen to your spouse and vice versa. Shall we do that? And to our children also. Let them have those two passports. You know, you people, you are in a very unique position. You can actually enjoy the best of the two worlds, Kenya and US. When you are going to Europe, because if you are carrying an American passport, you don't require a visa. You can carry the American passport. When you come to Kenya, put back your American passport. Remove your Kenyan passport. Go to the line that says Kenyans only. Yeah? And when you come here to US, with the American passport, go to the line that says Americans only. I think Americans and Canadians only. Go to that line. So you have the best of the two worlds. Same case with investments. You can invest here and also invest in Kenya. And when you make it, during winter, you go and live in, and during summer, you come and live. You have the best of the two worlds, I'm telling you. You have the best of the two worlds. That is the kind of thing I would like to see. For us at the embassy, really, our purpose is to help you, assist and facilitate you to realize your American dream. Because that's why you came, isn't it? Came here over 10,000 miles to realize your American dream. So it's important that you follow the laws of the host country. I always say that. Follow the laws of the host country and you succeed. Some of our, we need to stop some of our bad habits. I said, bad habits, Kenyan bad habits, leave them in. One of them, very serious, near DYU. DY. Nasikia DY. Akona DY. No, you're not Kenya. You know, because tunasema gari najua. Hapana, hapa kuna kitu kama hiyo. You go to jail. You will go to jail. Yeah? And that is what has made a number of Kenyans not realize the American dream. I took, when I started having this DUI, driving under influence. So when I had this thing, it's really affecting Kenyans. I started finding what is the problem. Then I realized it's such a, first of all, you are required to go for 1 year to AA. You go to a probation officer. So for 1 year and you are working, you can't work. So let's avoid that. DUI. Let's avoid it. I'm even unable to pronounce it because it's affecting a number of Kenyans not to realize the American dream. The other one, and it's good to say this, there is no Kenyan who came here without a visa because you can't walk. True? You can't. You have to cross some oceans. You can't even swim. But some of you may have lost your status. And the main one, when I came here, I was told is, most people came here as students. You used to get 2 years visa, and you're supposed 2 years before you go back to Kenya for renewal. Now, if you are struggling with the tuition, going to Kenya is the last thing on what? On your mind. So that one we have sorted out. Now students are getting 5 years visa. The American government insisted on 4 years. They're saying their degree takes 4 years. I said no. If we agree on 4 years, which means that if that student misses 1 semester, then he's back out of status. So we have not helped. So say let's give them 1 year, so that if he misses 1 semester, 2 semesters, for one reason or another, they are still within the status, and that we have done. And we have also extended this to business people. All the people come here to Kenya, they are now getting 5-year visas. And this is on a reciprocal basis. We are doing the same to the Americans. Yeah? So if you are married to an American, please come. The embassy will give them 5 years Kenya visa. So that you don't have, every time you want to travel, you have to start looking for visa. So please, let's do that. The other thing I wanted to say, we have talked about, the bad habits that we brought them from Kenya to here. And even worse now under the new administration, and it's good to say the truth. Under the new administration, there's a lot of emphasis on immigration. And a few changes have been made through executive order, presidential executive order. The first one under Obama, you could only be deported if you committed 5 major offenses. I think it was murder, attempted murder, rape or attempted rape, robbery or attempted robbery, robbery with violence, and I think aggravated assault. But now under the new presidential order, it says any criminal offense. Now 2 judges have interpreted any to mean even traffic. Passing through a red light, obstruction. 2 judges have said that any criminal act includes even minor traffic offenses. So please avoid those now. Don't say any minor. Hakuna kitu minor sasa. Avoid them. That's why I say follow the laws and the rules of the host country. The other one is taking the easy option. Please, today, if you call 911 and the police come, and you go to the police station, the first thing they want to do is what? To know your status. If they discover you are out of status, they are saying, we are spending so much money and time and resources, investing this domestic offense. So they are leaving it and calling ICE people. Because that one is a question fact, either you are status or out of status. So, particularly Kenyan men, here, you don't touch. You don't touch your spouse with the anger. You got to touch with love. Amen. Hiyo ukusahau na wache huko. You can only touch your spouse with the love, not with anger. If you touch with anger, and they call 911. So again, what we are now saying, you, also before you call 911, if you know that your partner, your spouse is out of immigration status, then know what you are doing. You are declaring your marriage over. So once you are clear on your mind, then it's all right. Yeah, but if you say, I just want this man to be disciplined a little bit, there's no discipline. That alare siku moja kesho nitakuja ni hakuna kitu kama hiyo, hakuna kumtoa. Akiingia that system, that is it. If anything go plead, you write letters, you bring affidavits that I have forgiven him, I've done. So hiyo tabia wanaume tulikuja na kutoka Kenya, tufanye nini? Tuacha kabisa. Kabisa. It will make you not realize your American dream if you do that. So, because really the aim, we have been given an opportunity in this country to realize our dream. And I say so. The only people who can claim that this land belongs to them is who? Only the indigenous Indians. Everybody else is an migrant. The only difference, Gigi, that you came 25 years ago, another one came 100 years ago, another one came 200. Time only. That's the only difference. Yeah? Time is the only difference. So let's follow the laws of our host country, and if we do that, we are going to succeed and to realize this American dream. Because what I like about this country, that if you work hard, you will succeed. There's no doubt about it. Work hard and you succeed. If you don't work hard, also it's important, be a member of an organization. If it is church where you get your fulfillment, please be a member of a church. If it is your estate, if you have an organization, be a member of that. Be a member of it, whatever, anything. But don't be a lone ranger. We had a very bad experience in Seattle, where a Kenyan was there for more than 10 years, but his program was office to the bar, home, office to the bar, home, for 10 years. Unfortunately, he passed away one weekend, and he stayed for 30 days before anybody could discover. Because nobody missed him. Nobody knew he was there. It's the landlord, after waiting for his check for 2 fortnights and you're not getting it. Then he went to check, found he had passed more than 30 days ago, looked through his documents, found a Kenyan passport, and then called us. So I say, be a member, be your brothers and sisters' keeper. When people come here, guide them. Because this is a totally different society. Yeah? So let's guide them. Let's show them how to work here. Let's show them, let's guide them, let's mentor them, so they also succeed. The other thing, and this is something that also must be said, insurance, particularly medical and life insurance. Same tabia ya Kenya, that if you get insurance, you get life insurance. What do they say in Kenya? Unaita kifo. I can tell you here as a matter of fact, if today, now, this minute, you bought a life insurance, you are not going to die. That I can assure you. Because of that. And because you bought life insurance, you are going, never. Whatever time God has appointed for you, that is the time, that's your appointed time. Particularly medical. Again, I've seen somebody has worked so hard, gets a serious ailment, where for 2 months, sometimes even less than a month, they are not able to work. And that changes their life. He's thrown out of his house. His car is repossessed. He is unable to recover. But if you are medical, you would have done it. Because I tell you, thinking that you depend on your fellow Kenyans here is now in 3 places. I think Dallas, here Atlanta, and Boston. Because now you are many. And every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's something. There's a funeral, there's a pre-wedding, baby shower, wedding, get together, go eating. There is always something. So now, I saw, here I don't know, but I saw it in Dallas and Boston, they are saying now, because you cannot attend to all of them, so you have to find a way of screening. So they are saying, if you don't come to my function, I will not also. If you don't attend Gigi's church and you have a problem, you say he does not know you also. Because his members have their own problem. So he wants to, first of all, to tend to those members he knows. Because it's not possible for him to be on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Harambes. It's not possible. So you have to find a way of screening. It's be unfair, but that's the reality of the situation. So let's do some of these things so that we realize American dream. Lastly, when the president was here in 2014 in Dallas, he gave a directive that you be allowed, because you people drive on the wrong side of the road, you'll be allowed when you go to Kenya to get a right-hand vehicle. Now, a few people have tried, and that time, because there were no regulations, it was very difficult. But now, the regulations have been gazetted. Now it's law. 90 days, if you are permanently migrated to Kenya, 90 days you are allowed to import duty-free a similar car. And by similar, Kenya will go by CC. That's the engine capacity, of up to 3,000. And 3,000 is a big car. And not more than 14 passengers. Yeah? Because again, you Kenyans, you are very enterprising. There's somebody who had imported a 52 bus. And he said that was his personal. And sure enough, there was nothing against it. But bus, 52 seater. Yeah, he says, yes. This was my personal car. This is what I was using. And maybe he could, I don't know. Then another one imported a 22, is it 18? 18-wheeler. The engine. And he said this was my personal. That's why they're restricted to 3,000 cc. Yeah? Within that, now the rules are gazetted, they are there, and you can import a car, but this cannot do this once. So this is really for somebody permanently migrated to Kenya. So I thought I would say some of those things so that you can sabasa. Now what I've said now, you can sabasa. Make it viral. Make it viral. But unfortunately, you know what? The good things don't go viral. I don't know why. You get a good thing, you don't even pass it to a friend. But you get a bad, umesikia? Umesikia? You know, like, I was, in fact, this one I can say is 3 people from me, Atlanta. On 1st of April. What is 1st of April? Somebody here sent a message that President Kenyatta is in Atlanta on a secret mission. Yes. So I started getting calls. How can the president be in Atlanta and we don't even know about it? I said, wait a minute, which president are you talking about? I said, you know, initially also it had not clicked to me that this was 1st April. I said, no, that cannot be. Give me a minute. That cannot be possible. So I called Nairobi. Because very furious. So no. President, in fact, is preparing to go to a function. Oh, I said, okay. I didn't say why. Then I called that person. I said, my friend, that is not correct. Check the date. Then he now called up. He says, surely, how can you make that a joke? Because, you know, when a joke is, half truth is very dangerous. Half truth. Yeah? Because true, the president can come to US, he was here in August. You know? So what I'm saying is, when you get some news, please interrogate it. Is it really possible? Yeah? And then, if you do that, we are going to have a good and jolly time in this great country. I thank you.